Hi guys, and welcome to my Saturdays. What are we going to eat today? And of course, it's Braai Day today. Um, to be honest, in my home, Braai Day can be any day of the week, and I'm pretty sure that in most homes across South Africa, it can be any day of the week, and possibly is many days of the week. But I'm using today's Saturday as our Braai Day. I love braais. They're social, they're fun. There's nothing like the smell of a good braai and a good piece of boerewors or some steak cooking on there. And you can smell it from a mile away. So yeah, one of my absolute delights is Braai Day. And it's such a great part of us in South Africa. And it can be so healthy as well. We do have some little pit stops that can make it a little bit unhealthier, which is what I'm going to try and take you through today, so that you can have healthy Braai Day. Okay. There's different parts of having a braai. So obviously it's that pre-braai snack time where we put the fire on, but there's a lot of socializing time and chatting and snacking on things, usually in the likes of chips and dips and maybe peanuts or some sort of savory biscuit with cheese, things like that can become part of, that's part of the pre-braai snack is what I call it. And along with that obviously comes also some drinks, a lot of sort of physical drinks, maybe alcoholic drinks, things like that. Nothing wrong with it, but we've just got to remember that often those things can carry with a lot of kilojoules. So we just need to bear in mind that we need to be careful. So my first part of this is going to be the pre-snack, sort of having a look at those. And again, it's also bear in mind over the total time. I never want to take out the enjoyment of life and being able to really enjoy the things that we like, that make us tick, that we want to keep these things in, but there's always that one simple word is moderation. Okay, so please bear that in mind. What I'm going to do is give you alternatives for each sort of section. Take what you can, make the adjustments where you can, but you don't have to cut out all the good things altogether. Keep that moderation key in mind. Be mindful as you're going. Enjoy the really nice things in small bits, and make adjustments where you can and where you can enjoy them. Okay, so just keep that in intention. So those sort of chips and dips and those kind of snacky things, why not put out, you pop up some homemade popcorn, put that out, instead of 2 or 3 bowls of chips, okay, depending on how many people are coming at the moment. For now, it's just whoever's in your home. But use some popcorn, or put out a platter of vegetable crudités, if that's how you pronounce it. Chop up some vegetables, some carrot sticks and cucumber slices, some baby tomatoes, celery sticks, whatever it is, and have it with a little dip, like a bit of hummus or a yogurt, some plain yogurt dip. I mix a little bit of plain yogurt with some light mayo, add a little bit of mustard, a drizzle of honey, just to create take that tartness off, and that makes for a lovely dip. And I'm telling you, people will love it. Okay, you will love it. And what it does is that it's not going to fill you up, so that by the time we eventually get to the braai meat, which we know once we're socializing and things like that, even if you start the braai at 5 or 6 in the evening, if it's an evening braai, it's going to be a good couple of hours before you eat. But you don't want to stuff your stomach too full, and then you get to the braai meat and you can't enjoy what you really want to enjoy, or you'll end up overeating. Okay, so start off with something nice and simple. Get a light cracker. If you want to do some crackers and cheese, use a whole grain cracker with some cottage cheese and slice of cucumber, or a little bit of biltong powder over that, a little bit of lean biltong powder. We can still make it delicious and yummy. Okay, always have some water jugs around, so that you can have some water in between the glass of wine or the beer if you're having alcoholic drinks. And if it's something along the lines of a fizzy drink, remember, try and make it a light or a sugar-free one, especially if we're looking at weight maintenance. Okay, we're doing this in the realm of looking after our weight. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Okay, not come out of this lockdown period or wherever we are couple of kgs heavier instead of lighter. Okay, so that just sort of touching on those pre-snacks and pre-drinks. Be careful that we don't overdo it before we actually get to our main plate of food. Okay, so getting to that, like I said, there's nothing like the smell of a nice piece of boerewors on the braai, cooking away. now don't send me hate mail for saying this, but those kinds of things, our boerewors, sort of lamb chops, and especially if they've got a nice fatty piece on it, your rashes, your pork rashes and things like that, remember they are high in fat. Okay, so lots of kilojoules, which means, you know, either small little bits or try something else. You know, on the braai, you can even do chicken on the braai, or a nice piece of lean steak, or a lamb or pork chop where you can remove some of the fat. I know some people are going to throw the phone at me now, but try, just remember what you've had before, what you are having, and you don't need to have a piece of everything that's braai. Okay, we don't need a lamb chop and a piece of boerewors and a piece of steak. Okay, choose what you want. Okay, what you actually need. The other things that you can do that are lovely to do is making skewers or kebabs, where you chop up your chicken, or I'm just using chicken as an example, but your chicken or your lamb or whatever you're doing, or pieces of beef, put it on a skewer, put some onions or peppers or mushrooms or things like that in between those skewers, so you've got a lovely kebab. Yeah, something like that. Ostrich is another nice meat that you can put on. If you haven't tried it, it's worth a try. That's quite a good, healthier option. But yeah, like I say, I love a piece of boerewors, so I will always have a piece. I try not to have a massive piece, but a good little piece with my steak or chicken or whatever else we're putting on the braai. And don't forget the vegetables that can go on the braai. A lovely piece of butternut, or chop up, you know, your what is it, a baby marrow, courgette. Slice those and braai them nicely. You know, put a little bit of olive oil on them, a little bit of salt, and it's delicious. Aubergines or eggplants, also slice them up, beautiful on the braai, absolutely delicious. A lovely big black mushrooms, there's nothing quite like those as well. Again, a little bit of maybe Parmesan cheese, a little teaspoon of chutney in there. It just creates a delicious flavor. A little bit of a dollop of butter or a little bit of olive oil, just to give it that nice sort of smoky flavor when it's on the braai. Absolutely delicious. And when you're dishing up, try and remember to keep to your normal portions on the plate. Still, half of your plate should be your salads or your vegetables that you've cooked, with, you know, a quarter of that, the other half divided between your sort of protein and then a bit of your carbohydrates or your starch. Okay. Speaking of that, that's one thing that we often find a lot of at a braai. The garlic bread, the potato salads, whatever else you're cooking on there. But again, it doesn't have to be a huge amount, and if there is that all available, maybe if you're not preparing it, or if you're going out to a braai one day when we get out again, and it's all available, you don't have to take it all. Okay, choose what you want. Speaking along those lines, to put in tin foil some sweet potato, don't even peel it, just slice it down the middle, put a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, maybe some green herbs, whatever suits your fancy. Close it up and just pop it on the braais. It is absolutely delicious, and a really good carbohydrate portion to enjoy. For potato salad, again, you can just cook up some baby potatoes, slice them up a little bit, put a little bit of light mayo or light mayo and yogurt dressing, or again, like the sweet potatoes, pop a normal potato, a little bit of olive oil, try that again, olive oil, some salt and pepper, and maybe a little bit of thyme. Wrap that up in foil and straight into the coals. Absolutely delicious, and quite healthy, and really happily goes on the plates. Okay, again, make sure you've got lots of your salads. Nothing better than having a lovely big green salad on the side. Your lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, what else is there? Celery, and a little bit of feta. Put that all in. It's lovely. Again, be careful with your salads that you don't overdo it on for example, the feta, the olives, the avo, the bacon bits, things that can go into salads that can also push up your kilojoules. Choose one or two of those lovely things. Put a little bit of feta and a couple of olives into your green salad. The other thing that I love to do, especially if you've got kids who don't, who generally, you tend to be picking out the salad, the little things that they eat. I sometimes just put out a platter, slice up cucumbers, slice up carrots, chop up your tomatoes, or just leave the baby tomatoes whole, maybe a few little baby millies or some snap peas, and you just put it out on a platter like that and let them pick out the salad that they want. Coleslaw is a lovely another idea, and you can make your own by shredding up your cabbage, grating up some carrots, and again using that same sort of light mayo and a bit of yogurt, plain yogurt mix, and just, you know, putting a couple of spoons through that so that it's nice and moist. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so make sure that you still, when you're going for braai, that we don't overdo it on the meat or the carb section of it, the starchy portions, which is easy to do with a braai, but rather make sure you dish your plate and you know what you're dishing. Okay, then of course the other side of it is the after the braai, so the puddings. Okay, which is usually, if you're having a small portion, a little bit of ice cream and your chocolate sauce is fine, but why not add some fruit salad? Okay, have some fruit salad, or even putting a banana on the braai in its skin on its own, cooks that up deliciously. Put a little bit of dark chocolate with that, or a little bit of cinnamon and sugar just to sprinkle it over. So you're getting in some extra fruit there as well. But yeah, a lovely fruit salad or fruit kebabs or something that you can keep it nice and fresh and lovely is a nice way to end it off. Okay. Usually by the time I've done with the sort of pre-braai snacks and through the braai, to be honest, I'm not usually really needing a pudding, but quite often there is one. And then just again, that moderation. Take a small little bit. If you know there's going to be pudding, then just monitor through, especially those pre-meal snacks. But otherwise, take a small little bit and enjoy it. Otherwise, leave it. Okay, if you don't need it, you don't need it, and you can just leave it. Okay, which is easier said than done for some of us. But you hear where I'm coming from. All in moderation. Keep an eye as you go through. I'm not saying you have to be completely focused on amounts, but it is something to bear in mind. It's that whole thing about being mindful again of what we eat. And the key is, if you're putting out good and healthy options, your salads, we get stuck with things like potato salad and garlic bread, for example. What about a lovely barley salad, or cooking up some rice or barley, or a nice quinoa salad or something like that that we can add things to. Okay, or roast vegetable salad. Maybe you've got some veggies left over from your roast. Keep that in, you can have that, mix it up with a little bit of some spices, and just serve the extra roasted vegetables. Okay, we can do this healthily, we can do it still enjoyably, and have lovely, lovely braai days. Okay, whichever way you like them. So, speaking of braai days, I'm going to enjoy mine. You enjoy yours.